Hello and welcome to episode 444
That sounds right.
Sounds reasonable.
DCP
Back
plus
with
Side
a
Quest
vengeance.
podcast. We are
Hi there.
back.
We're back.
Missed last week. Sorry about that. My bad.
We're
I was
all-
sick. Didn't feel good.
That was all
I
you.
needed a break. Back off.
Yeah.
That's what I'm trying to
Yeah,
say.
I
was like,
I needed a
"Guys,
day off.
Yeah,
I
like
don't know about the podcast.
We should
It's
say,
like
if you've been-
everyone's sick.
if you've been keeping up with the podcast, we should say that if just Briar was sick, you'd probably be thinking like you were playing like simulator golf in your garage and like
How
we're
dare
not-
you?
You don't have to lie to us. Just tell us the case. But we were all like sick. And also we were just talking to TV about it as a good reminder. He was in rough shape on the last one. And it's not even what he was sick with.
Yeah.
So this poor guy. Yeah, your
So
mind.
good
basically,
now.
TV
Feeling good
got
now.
us all sick.
That's right.
There was something going around, man. I feel like everyone
Yeah.
has been.
Yeah,
not
that was like
feeling great.
before all the TwitchCon stuff too.
Yeah,
Although I
didn't go
have-
to TwitchCon.
I have talked to several TwitchCon folks who are like, I can't breathe right now.
Yeah, I did see. I mean, at any convention, there was like COVID going around, obviously, but was it also just like everybody just getting sick? Period.
Yeah,
Or was it, like, a
probably.
COVID outbreak.
I think stuff was going around, and then a lot of people got together. So it's always a
Well,
great.
I'm sure there's
recipe
some
for-
people at TwitchCon that got something even worse than just COVID. So, it probably could be much worse.
like chlamydia. Like, what do you
That's
want? What are you
exactly what
suggesting
I'm
here?
Like, they definitely
what do
got
you-
some STD action out there. It's pretty wild, folks.
The
Right
good
about-
No, I
news
don't.
about
That's what I've heard
chlamydia,
about
actually,
TwitchCon.
related
The
chlamydia
good-
news.
You
They have
are my
cured-
chlamydia guy. Yeah, lay it on me.
They have. Thank you. They have cured the koala chlamydia outbreak.
Oh,
Hey,
Yes, yes,
for
they have.
them.
They have come up with a vaccine. The koalas are saved.
They're chlamydia free.
let's freaking go.
Man,
I don't know.
to live
I don't
in
know
their
how long it's
world,
going to take
right?
to deploy this. So still, no fucking koalas.
no, not until they get their dosage.
Yeah, but I was hoping
Well,
to
that's exciting.
hoping to let Mylan know because I know he's been very worried. Mylan, of course, out. He recently had a child.
He
Oh,
came
baby.
down with a
He
bad
now
case
has to
of
fight
baby.
100 kangaroos to prove that he is worthy of fatherhood.
Yeah. And we
Mhm.
should note, I don't know if he said the gender of the child or anything yet. I don't know.
He's
if
done a
that's-
gamba.
He already did
Okay.
it?
He's done the gamba.
Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't
Okay.
want to spoil it.
There's
so-
a little baby boy called Jesse,
Oh.
and
that's a good
apparently
name.
he's sleeping already. He's eating really well, so a lot more chill of a time than with Leo.
That's good.
Jesse's a good name. Is this like a real name reveal from you, Briar? Like, is your name Jesse? You're like,
No,
that's a
I
great
just-
name.
I just like the name. It's a good name.
I don't know, man.
Good strong name.
We're on to something here. I'm just messing. We do know a Jesse in the community, Power GPU. That's one good Jesse that we know.
Is it real crafty, Jesse? Pretty sure.
Yeah.
Crafty.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, yep.
they're out
Lots
there,
of
folks.
Jessies.
Good name.
One more now.
What is your policies on flu shots? Like, what do you guys do? Do you do the flu shot?
Oh.
Do you tend to skip it?
I get it.
I used to be lazy. Now I personally like to get flu and COVID annually at the same time. Just pop them both in the same
Yeah,
arm.
like
It's
the
gonna be
double pop.
sore. Yeah.
Is COVID
And
an
then,
annual
I'm just
shot now?
covered. Yeah, it has been.
You
much,
asked
yeah.
for it, yeah.
Yeah.
It was only the first year they did like it got a booster and split in half, and then like
Yeah.
it's just like the flu vaccine now, where it's
Yeah.
just like you
Why
get an
not-
annual.
can't they just like add it
coverage.
into the flu vaccine?
They probably could, but then it's kind of complicated when it's like, well, which of these sandwiches
Yeah.
do you want? We only have this one, and
Yeah.
Is it because like people are anti-COVID, so they don't want them to discourage them? From
I'm
getting
sure that's part of it. But I mean, I think it's all
Maybe.
the above. Like it's funny that this came up because of all the RFK stuff here in the States of like,
Mhm.
there was that commentary of like split up the three vaccines, the amount of fluid and like all this craziness. But then, I saw that it was rightly pointed out where it was like, okay, but these are made in like a trio, the diphtheria, tetanus, and whatever the third one is. And they're like,
Rubella.
we can't just, there you go. It's like, we can't just suddenly, you just want one piece of this. Like we're not
That's not how we make it.
manufacturing millions of these by, you know what I mean? So it
Yeah.
complicates things is the short of it, I think. I'm not an expert in the matter, but that's what I heard. It must be true.
We've conditioned our kids. They look forward to the flu shot because they get a $15 allowance every time they get the flu shot.
I want $15.
Ooh.
Nice.
Yeah, I would definitely go sooner if, yeah, that would be good. I like this idea.
I think I gotta wait. Like, I don't know if this is a nationwide thing, but I'm pretty sure in the Northeast, like, they like save the first batch for like seniors and high risk, and then you can go. And like, I feel like I don't know. I never know exactly when I can go. I want to do it before hockey season because hockey players are gross and disgusting, and mostly from Massachusetts.
You can get it easy now.
Yeah. Okay. So it's like it's freely available now.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Should be.
Go.
Unless you guys have like supply issues, but I believe at this point it's very available. It's the right time to do it.
Yeah, they should just add it into the flu vaccine. Like, why?
Right?
Why do I got to get 2 different shots? Shots hurt, don't they? Know
Because it's
this?
fun. Shots are fun.
You know what my dentist
You know
did to
what-
me
you
this
know what,
week?
too?
Oh, this was the dirtiest thing I ever. Okay, listen to this.
Wow.
I'm there.
Okay.
Okay.
That's a cliffhanger right there. You know what my dentist did to me? This is the dirtiest thing. Okay.
So, I'm
You wanna
sorry to
catch
just
somebody's
derail the
attention.
conversation. I know you guys want to hear about the video games, but hold up, because I got to complain about my dentist real quick.
Doing dirty things. Is he watching
So-
Seinfeld?
I'm there for a tooth cleaning, right? Just standard tooth cleaning. I'm feeling a little
Standard.
jebby. I don't know why. I only had like 3 beers the night before. My wife like said, "Hey, let's meet at the bar." We went to the bar. I had like 3 beers. They weren't like, nothing crazy. But I was woke up. I felt a little jebby. You know how it is. Sometimes it just kind of hits you funny.
Yeah.
I'm like, it's a 9 o'clock appointment. I'm like, man, I might cancel this. I don't really want somebody like screwing around in my mouth for an hour. But like I already got the appointment. They're gonna charge me $50 if I cancel.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna go.
Just do
It's
it.
only a tooth cleaning,
You're already
right?
up. Yeah,
Yeah, I'm already up. So I go. I pop a few Advil. I go. We're at like 3/4 of the way through the appointment. The dentist comes in. They like it's a dental hygienist that does most of the cleaning activities, and then the dentist comes in and just says, "Hey, how you doing?
Yeah.
I need a little money for my
Any
BMW.
worries?
What do you got going on in
Yeah.
here?"
Any cavities. Wow.
He's like, "Oh."
Taking down dentists. Come on, I like dentists.
You've got a loose filling. We can take care of that right now. Just hold on.
Yeah.
I'm like, wait a minute.
Do I have a say in this?
You're thinking like, do we have to do it right now?
Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of busy.
Gotta get that Novocaine.
I got a golf simulator I gotta get back to.
So you had a loose filling.
A loose filling, so he's got to drill out the filling. Keeps me in the
Yeah,
chair.
it's-
Doesn't even give me the option of like getting up out of the chair.
Do you want
It
to
just
stretch?
goes to town with the drill.
I mean, you could have said no, but
I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, but then I gotta like come back. It's like
I know. But you
You
make
know.
it sound like they chained you into a torture chair, and the guy, you really you
Psychological
really don't like
chains.
dentists.
they were psychological
Yeah,
changes.
psychological chains.
Because he didn't give you the option. He was just like, "Oh, gonna take care of that." Grab
Yeah.
it.
Just hit me
It
with
wasn't
that
like, "Do you want
Novocaine
us to
shot.
do that now?"
Like usually I like to get the calm you down drugs before you hit me with the mouth shots.
So the mental
Mouth
prep.
needles.
So-
Yeah.
Yes.
Ooh, the mouth needles suck.
Some people
Yeah.
hate needles and the drills, the sound.
Yeah.
Do you have some of that? Is that partially why you get anxiety?
When somebody approaches me with a sharp object, I have to look away. Uh-oh. Did we lock up? Oh boy. Oh, here we go. We're having one of these nights. Did my computer completely lock up? Big dentist got us.
You like to
Come
go
for
first.
it.
Hey, we're back.
He's back.
Oh, did the stream stay
Big
up?
dentist.
I
the
think it was, I think the stream is fine. I don't know. Is the stream okay? Was that Discord or OBS? Oh, you guys are off
We
again.
all
boy.
say, yeah, Watts was like,
Oh boy.
Mm,
Oh.
well,
dude,
Uh-oh.
Briar's
Yeah?
getting the Fran Mirabelle, the third FM3 Comcast treatment here.
Oh, okay. So the stream is freezing as well.
Well, he sounds like Jason Derulo.
Look how happy he is.
You know what?
It did get a
It was a
mid
big
smile.
It's probably just your internet. You're not on like a Wi-Fi that's jumping around, right?
Fran, I can't believe you just said that to me. I am insulted.
I don't know what you're doing over there.
That
You're
was
not
the meanest thing you've
inspiring-
ever said to me.
that you might accidentally have turned on Wi-Fi. I don't know, man. You're talking trash about dentists.
Fran,
Yep.
he snuck up on me with a needle.
Yeah, you made it sound like the dentist like sneaks in like his big like coat and he just like shot you in the mouth with like
Dude,
a
they wear
giant
those
needle.
white sneakers. You can't even hear them
Yeah.
coming.
Yeah, they
You
sidle
want
up.
you want a real horror story, Briar?
Yeah.
So I had this was a year and a half ago, and I've had plenty of dental work done. I have like an implant, so I'm sort of desensitized to most of that stuff. But when they did the implant, they were like, in the X-ray we found like this like a black hole in your jaw, like there's a hole there where there's no bone growing, and they're like, well, we really want to go in there and make sure that there's not like a mass growing in there. And I was like, if there is a mass growing in there, is
Yeah,
that
don't say
serious? And they're
that
like,
to
oh
me.
yeah, that's
Yeah.
real serious. Yeah,
Yeah,
so
that's real
we-
serious.
they're like, we need to get in there. I was like, okay. So they planned this whole surgery. They told me what they were gonna do, and I was like, that sounds horrible to get in there. And they're like, yeah, it's not great. But I was under the impression that I was gonna be asleep.
Yes.
So when I showed up for this operation, and I'm in the chair and they're getting me prepped for it, I was like, so when do you knock me out? And they're like, we're not knocking you out. This is a cooperative, like you're gonna have to like help us
Yeah.
out.
Keep
What?
your
You have
mouth
to-
open.
No, you got the
Like
wrong
we're
guy.
gonna need yeah, and I
Not
had
me,
no
me?
I had no like prep. And it was so basically they I'm numb for it obviously, but they do an incision to basically detach the skin from the bottom of your jaw so that they can get to the bone. So I'm
Dear
like a
God.
meat flap,
Flapping
It
all
was-
over the place.
Yeah,
while
and I got to be awake for it. It was not the
you gotta,
most
hold- you
fun
gotta
experience
hold
of my
your
life.
meat flaps.
No, they
That's
had
scary.
people
Okay.
to do that for me.
Well, that's
No, in fact, at one point the mask was like hanging down sideways on my nose. It was really uncomfortable. So I like reached up to recenter it, and the doc looked at me, saw me do it, and he kind of said something to the lady next to him, and I was like, "Don't." And sure enough, she gets a little rubber tie and ties my arm down. I was like, "That's uncool, man."
like, then why do I need to be
Wow.
awake, sir? If you're tying me up and
Yeah, that's right.
Like it was so sensitive that they didn't want you like touching it with your hands.
They didn't want my hands up there.
Oh
Mm.
boy, they tied you down.
God.
Yeah, I was like, "That's uncool, man."
Okay.
Wow. See,
You're right.
this is why people don't want to go to the dentist.
Yeah,
Because of stuff
right?
like that.
All right.
Yeah.
So I'm
You
looking
show
it
up
up.
and then one day they're like, we gotta open your meat flaps and dig around in your jaw.
See, I was trying to remember. I'm like, 'tis the season for horror movies. So you guys are really set up. Like, I was like, oh yeah, are there any? I swear there
there
was like some good.
Dentist horror movies.
And so
I'm
the
sure
one
there
you'll
are.
remember, I just was looking up. I'm like, I remember growing up, there was one about a dentist, and I see the image for it now. It's called Dr. Giggles.
Mhm.
Dr.
And you'd
Giggles.
recognize
Okay.
Dr.
because
Giggles.
if like us, when you used to go to the store to rent a movie, it was always on the shelf. It's like you're like, nah, I'm not gonna.
Oh
gonna
man, I
watch a
totally
horror movie.
remember this. Fran.
You recognize the cover.
Oh,
So
I
don't
even
know if I've
remember this
seen it.
actor. Let me see if I can show
Yeah.
chat.
Yeah, Dr. Giggles, dude.
Look at that guy.
And
You
he,
remember
like,
this guy?
He stocked his waiting room with the people he'd killed. He
Yeah.
stuffed
Larry
them and put them in
Drake.
chairs and
Oh,
stuff. Yeah.
jeez. I've never
But
seen
then
it.
there actually is apparently I haven't seen them, but there's The Dentist and The Dentist 2, which were in the late 90s. So if you really want to, oh man.
Terrifying.
Remember Larry
Anyway.
Drake. He was like a bad dude, right? He was so good at playing like an absolute psycho.
Yeah, but you know what the movie I'd recommend? The one that I originally thought of, which I'm like, I know it's not about a dentist, but it's got the
Rocky-
big
no,
needle.
not- What was it?
No.
What was the one with Steve Martin where he plays a dentist?
I mean, that's Little Shop of Horrors.
Little Shop
Yeah.
Horse. Yeah.
I mean, that's goated movie right there. That's
Yeah.
that's kind of a horror. It is a horror movie, but it's also a love story. It's pretty fantastic.
yeah.
But anyway, I was gonna say, if you've never seen The Reanimator,
Ooh.
there is these big needles with like green fluid in them.
Oh
And
God. That's
I forget the
funny.
exact premise. Is perfect to fit with all. So I gave you 4 movies now that you can queue up your dentist horror show for
I'm gonna
Halloween.
see if I can find one of these needles. Oh yeah. All right. here
Next
we
time
go.
you're in the chair, just bring one of these like DVD and hand it to the hygienist. Be like, hey, can you put this
Yeah,
on a TV
can
for
you
me while
put
I'm in the
this
chair?
This
Go
looks
watch
like
this.
more like a VHS kind of deal. Look at that
I'm
big
not
green
s-
needle. Oh my God.
Dude, The Reanimator, man. I just remember, it's probably a terrible movie, but I did watch it when I was quite young, and I was like, scared the crap out of me for sure.
Dude, they let us watch some bad fucking stuff when we were young, didn't they?
Oh
Yeah,
they
they
let
did.
me.
Oh yeah.
my friend's parents did, and then that's where I watched it. My
Friends,
wouldn't let me
parents,
go near it.
big brothers. Yeah, that's where you
Yes.
get it all.
Yes.
I remember my 7th birthday party. We watched RoboCop on VHS.
Uh-huh. Part where he shoots the guy's wang through the girl's dress.
Yeah. You probably
Yes.
learned some swear words with that too.
Classic.
Classic.
Man, we've
Good
had quite a
times.
show intro going from chlamydia to dentist horror.
Yeah, well, if you guys are looking
related,
for a
I
chlamydia
feel
guy,
like, you know.
Briar's your man.
You feel like you got a little something? Is that what you're saying?
Well, chlamydia from the dentist.
You need a new dentist.
Like, they didn't tie me down, but I assume that's the next step.
You're gonna need that big green shot in somewhere you
no.
don't want it to go. That's how they deal with it. If you didn't know, you get a big green shot in your.
If it's
thingamabob.
chlamydia, you just get to take some pills. Unless it's the koala kind, maybe that's
Yeah,
a big
it's
needle.
the
I don't know.
koala.
It could be.
Oh,
You get a big green
Could
shot.
be. Yeah.
Do
You
you think it's not the same kind? It's not the same chlamydia? It's like
Briar's looking
That's
at the
like
needle
super
and asks the
chlamydia.
koala, "Hey, you gonna finish that?"
It's a little-
I
I can
Are you
use a little
gonna-
booster shot for my chlamydia.
A booster, a chlamydia booster. Wow. Just walk into Walgreens. You're like, do you guys have super chlamydia boosters here? Because I just need a re-up. Got a big weekend ahead of me.
Video
jeez.
games, though, huh?
Off the
Yeah.
rails, man.
What about them video
Video
games?
games. I've been
Ninja
playing
Gaiden
a lot of video
4?
games.
You guys
Yup.
said there was
I
some
played- I
Destiny
played Ninja
drama.
Gaiden
Is
4.
that right?
Ooh.
There is all the above happening.
There's
All
some
of, I think
Destiny
there's always
drama.
Destiny drama in there.
Okay.
Mhm.
I
There
can't
is.
wait to hear
We can
that. I'm
comment a
always
little bit on
interested.
Destiny if we want. Mhm.
I got a golf simulator update, which is technically a fucking video game.
I like that he brought it back. He's like, well, we could talk about something like Ninja Gaiden or Destiny, but you know what? Let's get back to the garage with my golf simulator.
One night I'm gonna host the podcast from the garage.
You will not.
You
will
should.
not. We
Yes,
would be
you
so
should.
You
happy.
definitely should.
Yeah.
And you should
Do a
walk
hot-
around and present things on the
Yes.
screen.
Yeah.
You gotta
you're
do a
right.
We're
hot
talking about
substream,
Ninja
too.
Gaiden. You could point it out.
Yes.
Yeah.
I do. Have
I also
two
played
projectors, though.
Dispatch.
Dispatch.
You have
Let's talk
two
about Dispatch
projectors?
first. I've never heard of Dispatch. What's
Want
that?
to do Dispatch?
Okay.
Yeah.
Dispatch is by the developers who brought us The Wolf Among Us, Tales
Oh, yeah.
from Borderlands.
Uh-huh.
So like the
Some of them.
old school Telltale kind of games. And this
Uh-huh.
is their first game that they're doing. It is a kind of workplace comedy where you are managing a group of supervillains where they've turned their life around and you're dispatching them to different calls that come in, kind of like a 911 operator,
Okay.
and sending the right person for the job. So you kind of match, if you need someone who's fast, you want to send one of the villains who are super fast, and then that's kind of what happens. But it does also have the Telltale stuff of you're picking things to say to people, and that affects the story, and it plays out like you would expect. But man, the writing is absolutely phenomenal. It might be one of the best written pieces of media.
Like, what's the tone? Like,
Really funny.
yeah, real playful.
Really,
and-
really funny. Yeah, super, super funny. It's kind of like if you had like The Office, but it's a superhero
Okay.
thing. It's really good, and you've got some crazy voice talent in there. You've got Aaron Paul from the Breaking Bad.
Oh, is there? Okay.
You've got Alana Pierce is in
Wait, I
there.
feel like I
Voice Critical,
saw-
Jacksepticeye.
I've seen previews to this.
Laura
What did
Bailey?
His name
they showed
Jesse?
this off like they showed this off at the Game Awards like
Jesse
last year,
Pinkman.
didn't they?
Yep.
I was gonna say
Yep.
this is ringing a bell now. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
It's very, very, very good. It's on Steam and PS5. They're releasing it episodically like they did with the Telltale games because they're kind of trying to make it a conversation around like a TV show. So they're releasing
Okay.
2 episodes per week, and then there's going to be 8 total.
Oh wow, they're
Um,
doing it weekly. That's so
They're
smart.
doing it weekly.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're doing it weekly, and it's only
Oh, Alana's in this, that's
$26.99.
right.
$26.99.
Okay, I'm definitely
And
playing this. This looks amazing.
they're also working with Critical Role, so there's a lot of Critical Role people in there as well.
Yeah, actually, if you guys know
Those folks
Alana,
are
I
real
forgot.
busy right now.
It's really good.
You guys, you know Alana Pierce, Charlana Zard from IGN? Well, previously. Yeah.
Yeah,
I forgot
yeah.
she was in that. I just saw her name pop up there, and I was like, yeah, it's got a lot of those. I mean, obviously, I saw a bunch of other folks that we know from content creation. That's cool.
Yeah,
looks
it's
awesome.
really really good. I cannot recommend it enough. I was like, man, from start to finish, I was just laughing and smiling, and it's really good.
How long to play through the
Nice.
first 2 episodes, or per episode? How long to play?
It's probably about an hour per episode, honestly.
Oh, that's
So
great. I love that.
yeah, yeah. So it's like 8 hours, unless like some of the
Digestible.
others
Yeah.
might be longer, but it definitely it's an hour per.
And then the
pretty much.
$26 gets you like the full season.
Yep.
Awesome. What a great model. I love that model. They used to talk, I remember back in the 90s, like Tomb Raider was talking about doing like episodic content. But they're like, yeah, like you'll do like every 3 months, every quarter, like a new small bit of it. I'm like, dude, I don't
You'd
know if I'm going
space
to be
out,
in
but
the
you'd
mood.
be
What's
yeah.
that? I don't
Yeah,
know if
you'd
I'm
be
going to be in the
disconnected by
mood for
then. Yeah.
this. Yeah, in a
Yeah.
quarter or a year or like whenever. It's like, even with like new TV shows, like Stranger Things, they haven't made an episode of that in like what 2 years or something. Like I can't remember what's going on.
Shows are spaced out like crazy.
so
Yeah.
far, right? But like to have a game like this come out in episodic, but every week to release new content. Oh, I think that's brilliant.
Yeah, especially as it's like 2 hours. You'll be spending 2 hours per week, so it's like a really easy thing to do every week.
Yeah,
And it allows people to have a conversation around the game, and you're not going to have someone telling you the end of the game of what happens at the end of the story.
that's a good point.
So it's really nice.
Well, it's really good to hear because, yeah, as a reminder, right, there was, and people get, into the weeds on this sometimes where it's like, well, it's the Telltale folks. People are like, no, it's not. And it's like, well, it is. Like they a number of them had formed the new studio. I don't know the exact number, but there was some doubts because like Telltale closed really quickly, I think because of like funding stuff. I think they were
It's really
trying to do
sad.
Wolf Among Us 2 and it didn't come to fruition. I think even Ad Hoc may have been part of it at the time. But in short, I just think it's awesome to hear that this type of studio with these types of games went through all that turmoil, went through the pandemic, made it out the other side too of like all these cut funding stories we're hearing. And,
Yeah.
at the very least, it seems like it's turning out pretty well. So that's great to hear.
Yeah,
Yeah.
They
I was like,
reopened
we're
Take
so
Two
in
back.
some form, didn't they?
Huh?
Didn't they reopen them in some form? Not Take Two.
Telltale, you mean?
Telltale.
Well, but that's what this is. I think is Ad Hoc
Okay.
was this sort of secondary born studio out of,
Okay.
one, people I think originally were just trying to get out and get more freedom, but then Telltale faced all these troubles and then there was some of this transfer. But, I don't think it's, like everybody. But regardless, I think it sounds like the DNA and the success of what they are capable of doing made it over there. So it's
Yeah,
good
the
to hear.
animation looks
Yeah.
great too.
It's so good. They also have a comic book if you get the deluxe edition,
Oh,
which I
that's-
think is
that's really
$10 more. So and they unlock the comic books after you do certain episodes. So they don't want you to get like spoilers on the episode. So
okay.
you
Oh,
complete
that's
the
fun.
episode and then you can look at the comic book.
Is it just a digital comic?
Yeah.
Yeah. Which is cool. That's what I would expect for the price. But man, like it just made me think of like we're so far from like I got the deluxe edition tin,
Yeah.
version of the game, which also came with an insert, which was like the comic book and it's not to take them down, but I'm actually like, what you basically now, right? Briar, maybe you know best on this one, but it's like, don't you have to buy like $200 editions of stuff if people offer it or $250? You're talking like big prices until you start getting cool physical items again,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, I don't even
No
know.
doubt.
I like kind of just ignore the kind of special limited stuff.
Yeah, if you're listening, actually, and no, leave in the comments like what's like the last physical edition stuff that you thought was pretty cool and like how much was it? I'd be curious because it just feels like it's a bygone thing now. Like you're gonna
Yeah.
get a digital skin ornament bonus in the game, and that's about it.
I got
most of the ones
burnt
I've
on,
gotten. Good.
What was that PlayStation 4 game? 1886 The Order. I ordered the
Yeah.
special edition
Oh,
for that
yeah.
game. Boy.
You got burned on it?
Yeah, I mean, I didn't like the game.
Yeah.
I thought I was
you
gonna
were
like it,
talking
so I
about the
ordered the
merch or
special
something.
edition.
Oh, okay.
Lego
Most of the
figurine.
like special physical stuff that I've gotten for those big promo releases has been through Studio sending me stuff. So I haven't actually paid for one in years, which is kind of a bonus for being a content creator. But I know like Destiny did some really cool stuff. Like I've got that. They did the for
There was like
shoot,
bag-
what am I
there was the
spacing on it?
bags, there's
Not
the
Lightfall.
dice.
What's the final shape? Duh. But they had like the replica of the
Oh.
tower, and it had like secret compartments,
yeah.
and it had like it played noises and sound effects and stuff. Like that was pretty cool.
That is
But see,
cool.
that is one of the ones I think I was thinking of. I think that was, I don't know if it was 150 or 200. It was, I believe, quite up there, right? You're talking.
I bet it was.
It's
Yeah.
only, yeah, like I think Gears of War has had stuff like this, and like so that type of stuff. I think
Call
is
of
the only
Duty
way
one
that you get
time
something
did
cool.
what are those headsets called? The night vision goggles.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And they were like
Used them
functional
all the time at IGN. Yeah, because you get freebies, and dude, we had so many night vision goggles, but Call of Duty for sure was one of the big ones.
They did an RC car, I think, one time. They did a Jeep
Oh.
Wrangler, like an actual Jeep Wrangler. There's a special edition Jeep Wrangler you could buy that was Call of Duty branded. I remember at one time.
Okay, that's
Somebody
they're not
bought
going
it,
to
I'm
give
sure.
that to you though.
I'm sure somebody gave it, or somebody.
This is
bought it.
actually super relevant. You just reminded me of, I've brought this up before long ago on the show, I think, but one of the coolest special edition things, I forget if it made it into the box or like, but it was, I think, Ninja Gaiden, or whether it was Devil's Third, which, by the way, rest in peace, Tomonobu Itagaki, the father of the 3D Ninja Gaidens, just passed away right before the game came out. He wasn't developing it, but anyway, I think it was Ninja Gaiden that we got. It was like a 3-bladed like star. So you folded out the 3 blades, you know, and they were curved. So I don't know what type of weapon that is, but they sent it out. And then I remember there being like, this was at IGN. There was like in-office discussion of like, whoa, can you have that at your
We allowed to have
desk?
that here.
Yeah, and then like the PR kind
Like
of
HR kind of get involved in this one.
I feel like they might have even tried to recall it or something that PR had.
They
It
did
could
that
have
with
been a
Brass
PR
Knuckles.
promotion.
Was it?
Yeah. Oh, that's what I was thinking of with the John Woo game.
Was that John Woo?
Right?
I can't remember what game it was.
I think
but
it was.
They gave
Midway
out
sent that
Brass
out.
Knuckles. I think they gave them out at a press event too, and like people were trying to fly home with them, and they're like super illegal.
Or you're
You
like,
can't-
this is a weapon.
yeah,
You can't-
it's an illegal weapon. It's like you're just not allowed to have brass knuckles. Like I don't know why that's on a list, but guns aren't. But you know they
See,
that's how it works.
Stranglehold.
I never understood truly
Think so.
Michael's hatred for Toby until I worked in an office.
Mm.
And then I was like, you know what? Yeah, screw those guys. No, you can't have brass knuckles in here. Every time I want to do something cool, you make it not that way.
Yeah, it might have been Stranglehold and Brass Knuckles, but anyway, simpler times though.
Yep.
There were real ass brass knuckles too.
Yeah, those are the coolest gifts, man.
Yeah, weapons. Hell yeah.
Yeah, oh, totally. I mean, part of it though, right? You're like, I'm sure you're like me. You're like, I get why that could be dangerous, especially in an office setting. And, you know, that's, you got to think about it. But like, you're an adult, like, you know, so what? You get some brass knuckles. Like, there's
Also,
a lot of stuff that you can.
I'm pretty
punch
sure that
someone
was
in
like the
face
late
with that
90s or
hurt.
early 2000s before people started like shooting up places all the time.
I mean,
So it was like, you know, it was a different world.
yeah. I mean, thankfully, like, I haven't heard of anybody sending out like live ammunition and guns and whatnot. But
Yeah, give
Well,
it time.
so Outriders, they did a cool thing. They sent me a whiskey tumbler with a bullet in it.
Oh, neat.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Like in the
There's
glass.
an actual bullet in the glass, and it like the
I've s-
glass is
it's
shaped
bent
around
out.
it. Yeah,
Yeah,
That's
my
kinda
friend
that was
actually
really cool.
bought one of those separately of that because they're just really cool whiskey tumblers.
Well, they
It's, like,
sent me
bent through
a-
the melted.
yeah, they sent me a
framed
full
glass.
package with a bunch of merch and stuff in it, and it was super cool. And then they sent my buddy a different one that had that tumbler in it. And so I reached out to them and I was like, "Can I swap?" They're like, "No, we'll just send you a tumbler if you like it." I was like, "Oh, hey, cool." They were really cool people. That was you know Nell Star? Nell?
Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. So he was working with their
Right.
marketing campaign folks. So
That's
he
awesome.
hooked me up. He's a good dude.
Yeah. Promotional gifts are like a different thing, and there's some really cool stuff that content creators and members of the press will get sometimes that you don't just get with exclusive editions. But if only, some of that stuff's normally pretty cool. Usually put together, by the way, by the marketing and PR teams, like you're saying, like they're the geniuses behind that. So what do we get for the little marathon first promotion of the year? A hat, a T-shirt, and like
A little worm? A worm guy?
The worm was cool, actually.
The worm was cool.
That was the best part about it. Those I'm like little plushies. If they're good, those are all right.
Watts, you got the one for God, why can't I remember names of anything? What is wrong with my stupid brain?
It's like that
whatever you got.
post-sickness fog, right?
Yeah, you got the one with
Describe
the
it.
Melania
It
statue.
could be that. It could be that super.
I do. Yeah. She's right there.
Yeah, that
Briar,
was a
your,
cool
I
one.
don't see.
loose
Oh, let's see.
filling
Yeah,
was
wait
like
for it to.
Yeah.
leaking
That's also
lead
the
and nickel into
expedition.
your brain.
That's right.
It could be that. It could be the super chlamydia he's dealing with.
Yeah,
Hey, you know,
that's
Oh,
cool,
could be.
Watts.
it's getting cured. You know, I just got to get another shot.
It's getting cured. Little super booster.
Chlamydia booster shot.
Yep.
You can see if you can see the one
Yeah,
I
Watts
have
has
up
got some
here.
good stuff back there. I remember.
Because it was Tainted Grail.
Watts.
See this one up here? It's like a big Tainted Grail thing.
Did you raise your desk up? Is that how you did that move?
Yeah.
I was like, Watts has got a,
Yeah.
I was like,
This
she's
is
got
a Monster Hunter
jib in her.
banner.
Nice.
Oh, the
Some
Monster
Monster
Hunter
Hunter
guitar
notebook.
was cool.
Yeah.
Remember that
well,
one?
Don't get me started on that. Man. I mean, Gibson, I believe, maybe.
Do
Are
you
you
play?
a Fender fan?
Me? Yeah. I mean, I used to, and then got to get back on track. We never talked about it, huh?
Yeah, we should. We should jam.
Let's,
should
I'm
jam
gonna go
out.
to TVs
Have a jam.
and drink bourbon and
Drink-
jam.
Yeah, that'd be a good time.
TV's house
We gotta
does
make
sound
this
fun.
I like it here.
Yeah.
Ninja
it's like
Gaiden
a nice
4.
place.
What do you guys
Ninja
think?
Gaiden 4.
Oh man.
Oh boy, I'm in love.
In
I
love.
have not played a game on a controller in now years, and this game made me plug a controller in because PC just didn't feel right.
No.
Mhm,
Yeah.
mhm. Yeah, that makes sense.
So set it up. What is Ninja Gaiden 4? Like a 3D action adventure?
It is a 3D character action game. Very classic. I would say it follows the Ninja Gaiden 2 form pretty well, but of course it's in collaboration with Team Ninja and Platinum Games. So they have introduced, it's also been many years. So they
Yeah.
have introduced some new stuff, but you have Izuna drop in there. You've got all the classic moves that you expect. You do them the same kind of way. And it feels very Ninja Gaiden 2, I think, but just like crispier, cleaner, better camera, more control over what you're doing.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah,
it-
the camera's great. I did not feel like I was fighting the camera, which is half of playing Ninja Gaiden.
Yes,
yeah, it
it
used to
is.
be.
It is. Yep.
Things have come a long way. But yeah, I mean, it is Platinum. I mean, it is in partnership, but ultimately it is a Platinum game, right? But they took, to your point, it's like, but they worked with Team Ninja and you feel for sure that authenticity. It really does feel like, 2 and Black and,
Yep.
Sigma and all that. It feels like they really understood the important like game loop and speed. I would say what the fast furiosity of those games, and they're heavily combo based, block based. There's so much to learn, and that is a good thing. But I think at first it can be, for some people, the way I was actually putting it out there, I'd be curious what you think. Well, all of you, but Briar being a Street Fighter guy, but like there's so many combos and button things to learn. And that can be daunting for people in fighting games and stuff like that. But that's what I like about the game.
Even
It's
the
so rewarding.
tutorial, like it felt like it was never going to end. They're like, "Cool, now
Done.
there's this thing." You're like,
Yes.
"Okay, all right, now I'm good." And
I
then they're
thought-
like, "Wait," and then there's this. It just kept going. Like,
Yeah, I mean, the whole first level has felt that way for me, and it really had to like appreciate and say, "Hold on, though, this is what's supposed to be fun about it."
Yeah.
But the pace is
Yeah.
a little weird. It feels like they're like, "Look, we want you to get into this, but you're gonna have to do it right." So every like 4 steps, it felt like they were like, "Hold on, learn this
Mhm.
move."
Yeah, it's the type of game where I think you do feel very overwhelmed right out the gate. And if
Yes.
you are picking up this game and you've never played Ninja Gaiden before, especially, you are going to feel overwhelmed, and that's normal and that's okay. Because the thing with this game is they have a really good training mode. Like you can actually load up a specific move you want to learn how to do, and the game will tell you to do it 3 times. So you know what it looks like, you know that you're doing it right. And they expect you, or maybe you could lower the difficulty so you don't have to do this, but part of the fun of Ninja Gaiden is learning all of those moves, getting them to be second nature in your head, and being like, okay, this is my gap closer, this is how I get distance, this is my AoE, and really cementing that in your brain so
Yes.
that you can use it all together. Because once you start doing that and you start bringing them in the air and you're throwing them against the wall and then you're grabbing them and you're throwing them again and then you're chopping the head off and you're using all of the like Blood Raven moves are super fun.
Yeah, they're
And
cool.
learning the weapons, it starts to feel incredible.
So, what is the setup for this game? Because I noticed you're not playing as Ryu. Is it Ryu?
Ryu
Hayabusa.
is in the
Yakumo.
game. Yeah, and you do play as him at some point, and then once you're on New Game Plus, you can do the whole game with him if you want. But this
Okay.
is a new character. He's called
Yeah.
Yakumo. He's part of the Blood Raven clan. And I love him. Like combat wise, he's fun. He's got like you have multiple weapons, and then you also have a Blood Raven form, which is almost like another weapon. So you
Yeah.
have like your dual blades, and then that's like a big kind of spear thing, and then you've got like a
They just whip out a
rapier.
giant blood sword.
Yeah, you have a
Whoa!
giant blood sword that's super wide AoE.
But
And
first,
then
by
you
the way, you
have
put
a-
a black wing across your back like a scarf.
Or if you have the skin, it's
amazing.
a bright, shiny dragon wing.
Oh, really? Oh,
Yeah,
that's
the
cool.
skin
Oh,
is
I guess it's
really
a raven
cool.
wing. Yeah,
Yeah, it's really cool.
that's really cool.
And then I won't go into other because I don't even have the other weapons yet. But then, for example, you have the rapier, and that is a huge drill hammer thing, and you can just drill them.
Drill.
It's really good. It's some of the I would say it's currently some of the best like 3D action combat that you can experience. I just think it's so tight and it's so clean. And back in the day when I was playing Ninja Gaiden, I would feel like I swear I did that input, but it wouldn't quite come out the way I wanted, probably partly to do with the camera. But this is like I feel like when I'm doing the move that I want to do, I am doing it. And it
Yeah.
always works and it's always clean.
That's good. I do remember. I can't remember which Ninja Gaiden it was, but there was some like motorcycle bosses that would like come at you from off camera and like swipe you and like just fighting the camera and getting so frustrated. But it sounds like
It
they
was a
got
big fight in the camera
Yeah.
with Ninja
Yeah,
Gaiden
and-
back in the day.
Yeah.
I think the thing is too, if you've played the old ones, to be fair, when you play this, you're like, wow, it is so much better, so much cleaner, and you get used to it. That being said, you will still run into camera issues. It can be tricky to like get lock-ons down versus like spinning your camera around to like find your target. It just takes a while, but it works fine. But meaning you'll still end up in a corner sometimes where you're like, okay, like I can't see anything. But in general, it's not a common issue. That's how I felt at least.
And the music is so
man.
good. The
Yeah,
music is
I gotta-
so good. If you know Victor Borba, if you've played Expedition 33 and you've heard his amazing voice in the game, he also did Devil May Cry music. He has tracks in
Oh.
Ninja Gaiden. Incredible. And
That's
then
why
just
yeah.
the shop music is really good. Just across the
shop
board, the
music.
music is just really good.
Yeah, we should make a note that because on the show we've talked about before how much I love bands like Polyphia and like
Mhm.
math rock, and there's actually this Japanese guy that's in that vein of like this jazzy but rock metalcore. But anyway, yeah, the menu music when you go to the shop is that really bright, like poppy, I'd say more modern. Oh man, it's such a jam. It is so good. And that's just like when you go to the shop. But then, like Watts was getting at, and yeah, you were in my chat last night, is what I was gonna say. And like you in chat were like Borba, and like I used to know someone and work with them. Their last name was Borba. I'm like, I don't know what this means other than that. So that's really cool. I have to look that
Victor
person up.
Borba, he does a like really good kind of screaming vocals. Like the Expedition 33 track that everyone stopped, and when you're fighting one of the Renoir, and it's like, oh my god. Every clip I see, everyone stops what they're doing and they're like, oh, what is that music? And he's doing tracks for Ninja Gaiden 4. It's really good.
Love that.
Nice.
Oh, another thing I want to call out, because I think this is the only game that I've seen do this. I don't know if ever, but definitely in the last like many years. If you play for a lot of games, Rebirth, Yote, just to name ones that are kind of recent. If you play in Japanese, the subtitles are telling you what it says in English. So there will be, depending on the game, there could be quite a big disconnect between what the actual translation of the Japanese is and what they're saying on the English voiceover. In Ninja Gaiden, they are translating the Japanese. So the subtitles that you're seeing are what they're saying in Japanese instead of what they're saying when you're watching the English subtitles. So I
Oh,
appreciated
that
that
would
so
break my
much.
brain.
I appreciate it so much because like Rebirth, I wanted to play in Japanese because I know like the voices in Japanese with Final Fantasy, but the disconnect is huge. I couldn't do it. I was like, what? That's not what they said. That's not what they said. So yeah, I have to give a shout out for that. I know it's easier where it's like you're in an English speaking country, you're putting subtitles on for the English, like these are the subtitles that show. Of course it's easier, but having them actually translate the languages in the subtitles is really appreciated.
Yeah.
No one does it. Yote sure doesn't.
Have you ever had? I've had it before watching anime, where sometimes you'll get an episode that will just show the English dub
Mm.
while actually playing English voice actors, and then the words are different, and I'm like, this is not what I signed up for. They're speaking English and I'm reading English, but they're not saying the same things because the subtitles are just the translation from the Japanese, while the
Yep.
voice actors are trying to communicate the same idea. So it just
Yeah.
really broke my brain.
Yep.
Yeah. I always struggle with this a bit. I was talking about it in this game that every bone in my body's like, just turn on Japanese dialogue because it's going to sound so amazing. But I really like to look at the screen and the corners and the visuals and
Sure.
everything. So like,
Yeah.
I can't keep looking at the words, unfortunately. So
I
that
totally
being
get
said,
it.
English, the dialogue
It's
is
fine.
mostly fine. Yeah, but I can only imagine. Is the Japanese dialogue really good?
It's really good.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
I was gonna
like Sayori's
Good.
character is, I feel like, quite great in Japanese, and in English I was like, oh, this is kind of like a different vibe.
Yeah.
I was gonna say one of my only pain points so far has been the English Yakumo.
Yes.
I'm like,
I agree with that.
It's okay. Yeah.
I
and
don't love Yakumo in English.
I don't either.
Is Yakumo's voice in sort of more that mid to higher tone in Japanese as well, or is it a deeper voice? Do you remember?
I think it's a bit deeper.
Okay.
But he in Japanese he
Too
sounds
young,
like
maybe.
he has more, like he's still like an edgy assassin guy.
Hmm.
But it feels like he has more personality behind what he's saying.
Yeah.
Whereas in English he's just like, gotta go to, it's like it's very monotone and
Yeah.
there's
Gotta
like
go.
nothing behind it. Which I'm sure is what they were told,
I
that
see.
he's like this cold-blooded assassin, and that's like,
Yeah.
how he's acting it. But in Japanese, it does sound like there's a little bit more personality behind it.
And that's what I was getting. It's just in general when presumably the voice actor director, the director was like Japanese and everything is native, and like that's just
Yeah,
how it's done. I mean, it's a Japanese game, and like when they're always amazing. And then when you start getting other directors who got to translate that direction into how they're doing it with their actors and so on and so on, it can be a little lost in translation. But yeah, it sounds fine. Yeah,
Have
I
you
was
guys
gonna say on the
heard
whole, like,
of people watching foreign films now? I assume they're doing anime with their iPhones and like the translation feature through the AirPods.
oh, that's cool.
Oh,
is it-
interesting.
Is
Yeah,
that cool?
Like live translation.
I don't know if that's cool at all.
Well, it is. I think it is if you don't have a solution.
I mean,
You know what I mean? Like
just read the subtitles.
yeah, I see the argument. Sure. If
I mean, you're
that's the
getting no
intention.
acting, right? Is you're getting a
Yeah.
AI translation.
You get that like TikTok guy who's like,
Yeah.
describing a product. So
Yeah.
you just need to go into the next room and get your. Yeah.
Maybe people
you're
will
right.
have one earbud in, they're listening
That's
to
what I
it,
was
and they're
thinking.
listening to the thing, and it will unlock their brains,
Yeah.
so they won't be dumb anymore.
I mean, I think my first reaction was not thinking
It's
about
just science.
how bad
Just
those
science.
probably do sound right now, but with how fast AI is moving in real life, it's really becoming natural sounding. It is the options for that. Think of maybe watching an old movie that's in French or something, and you're like, it didn't have subtitles, or even that it did. You're like, I really could I would love some like dialogue that I could listen to make it easier. We're getting to the point where it could be really, really nice. But anyway, putting aside the death of like real actors, we don't want that. I was gonna say on the music side, I just throwing out this guy Ichika Nito, but Ichika Mo on Instagram, Ichika_Mo. That was who I've been thinking of when I heard that menu music. He's very much in that Polyphia style. Check him out. I think you'll like him if you just like the shop music that is in this game.
Yep. Ninja Gaiden, very good. Definitely recommend. Oh, also I have Ninja Gaiden Elite controller.
Sick.
Oh,
Curious
that's
what it
Oh,
looks like.
sick.
Like
I
that.
need that. I'm still using my Borderlands 4 I guess Elite controller here.
Oh, that's nice too.
But
I mean, that looks
it's
nice.
but it's the button, one of the buttons is a little like soft and not, so I need a new one. So if you're working
Yeah,
for
they
a
sent me
publisher or marketing group,
that one.
Ooh. Yeah, that one's
oh,
nice.
you got the new one. Nice. Oh,
That
that
one
one's
is nice.
actually really nice. I like that better than the roses. I need you Gaiden 4. I did just also want to put out there that if you haven't played or like you played a long time ago, you just forgot, the type of game it is. Sure, it's fast and combo based, but one of the big things that I think is special about it when it's done right, and I have not beat the game, so presumably this holds up. Seems like Watts is enjoying it and loving it and has said as much, but that's the way the skill changes, like in other words, the ceiling is Master Ninja, by the way. So you get into, if you want, you get into these like next level scenarios of like how good you have to be. But even just playing on normal alone, like the skill demonstration, the skill ceiling can be like so good that you just feel that jump where you're like, well, I was like doing okay. And you're like, oh, now I'm starting to like really zoom. But even then you're like a 2 out of 10. If that makes sense. So even when you think you're okay, there's so far to go, which is what's really cool if you really want to sink your teeth in. And I think that's ultimately who enjoys the game the most.
Also, if you haven't yet canceled PC Game Pass, it's on PC Game Pass.
Yeah, that's where I'm playing it.
There you go.
So I throw that out there.
It's solid, yeah. It's actually, I think, probably another good example where does anyone remember what the Metacritic score was?
83-ish.
Exactly. So I thought it was super relevant because I was like, this is another example where we talked a little about it with Tsushima and Yote and these games, right? We had this discussion about like, I feel like these open world games, they always score like an 83. And you're like, you're never sure. Is it for me? Is it? And it gets like reduced to this like great score. That's at least what I was trying to point out last time. And this is another example where like, you got to read the reviews, watch footage, and make a decision for yourself. But if you're into this stuff, I mean, this game seems really solid. So, that's my point is I feel like when you look at Metacritic and hear about scores, they just get reduced to this like cloudy, well, I guess it's like an 80, like unless it's a 95.
I feel like every game now is, if it's good, it's going to be at an 80 something. And then obviously if it's like your type of game, that will be elevated for you because you're playing a good game that is also the type of game that you like. And then you have some games that will be higher than that, and that's like maybe everyone should maybe check that game out because it's so good. And then you have some that are below that where it's like, it's kind of a pretty average game, but if you really love it, that type of game, then you'll probably dig it.
And it's a byproduct of there's just so many good and great games out there, and that's the point, that I'm passionate about always making, as you guys have heard by now. But it's like we look at reviews and you hear about the 60s and the 70s and 80s, and then you'll hear all of these people who are like, dude, this is my favorite game of the year. And they're talking about like a 75 Metacritic. And other people are like, dude, I actually got into Gotham Knights. I'm just referencing an old one that I remember like was not all that great, but it had its redeeming moments if you were into it. But yeah, you get trapped in that cloud. So again, important to find critics, podcasts, and understand the DNA of each person and what they like. And like that is the best way outside of if you just have unlimited time and income, well, then just pick it up and check it out yourself. But
part of me misses those days as a kid when you didn't know jack squat. I wasn't watching shows where people were reviewing games. I saved up some cash. I went to the store and I'm looking at the boxes and reading the backs. I was like, this sounds cool. I'll buy this. And sometimes you went home with something that you were like, I friggin' love this. And you find out years later it performed terribly and everyone hated it. And you're like, dude, I love that game.
Yeah, totally, right?
I ended
but
up
you
with
had
some real
no
stinkers.
outside influence. Yeah.
I remember a game for the NES called Russian Attack, and I got it home and I was oh man, I hate this game.
You didn't like Russian Attack at all?
No, did not like it.
I mean, it just started with bazookas, didn't it? That was enough for me. But I mean, I don't remember being that discerning about games then. It was like, yeah, like kind of like TV was almost saying, but there was few games to check out that like anything I could get my hands on that was not just Mario at the time. I was like, okay, let's
Yeah.
check this out. Especially that it was like more violent as well, and like under the, well, I don't know, the parents want me playing this one.
Yeah, I screwed myself over once because there was Blast Core. I don't know if you ever played Blast Core. It's like
man,
Max.
rare.
So I saw it on the
That's
shelf
awesome.
and I was like, "That's the one I wanna rent this one." And so I told my dad, "There's this game I want to check out." He's like, "What's it called?" And of course, I didn't know that that's how you pronounced CORPS. So I said, "It's called Blast Corpse," and he's like, "No, you're not checking out a game called Blast Corpse." Screwed myself
Thought it was
over.
corpse. He did think it was like corpse.
Yeah,
that's
I said
funny.
Blast Corpse.
Yeah. That's solid.
I was young and dumb, Fran.
We all were.
Briar, have you finished Yote?
No, I have not finished Yote yet. I got distracted by Earthion, which is a side-scrolling space shooter that came out this summer. It's made by, dang it, I forgot the guy's name. Old Sega Genesis developer. I'm gonna Google it real quick. Earthion developer.
Sega Genesis dev.
Yeah, it is super retro. Came out on Steam and Switch, I believe, and it just looks like Thunder Force kind of style of Genesis game. It looks amazing. Like it's graphically way better than anything that Genesis could have handled. But if you're into, I'm sorry,
it's a side-scrolling shooter, huh?
Side-scrolling shooter, like a spaceship scrolling sideways, through space as you shoot things.
It reminds me of a Super Nintendo game actually in the box art, but I can't place it right now. But,
what's cool about it though is it's kind of it's got some upgraded like modern touches. Like you have a shield, so it's not just like one shot, one kill. Like you don't just die from the first shot you take. Also, every enemy that you kill like drops these kind of blue chips, and then you pick those up to power your weapon up, which just kind of it's a little smoother like onboarding. It's not like you die and you lose all your weapons and you start from the middle of the level and you just kind of get stuck there because you're just not powerful enough to actually continue on with the game, which can be pretty common actually.
Yeah, Brian, you know what isn't this just R-Type? That's what I was thinking of.
No.
Remember R-Type?
I hate R-Type.
It's not.
No, I can't stand R-Type. R-Type is
There's
totally
multiple
one of those
R-Types.
games. There are, but I just don't like the style of R-Type. It just doesn't work for me.
Doesn't it look exactly like this? I could be totally wrong. That's what it reminded me of, though.
I look at this and I
was
see
like,
Thunder Force.
Yeah,
or
that must
Lightning
be,
Force.
but that's like Genesis, right? But
yeah.
yeah, I was a SNES boy as well.
R-Type is more like it looks like this, but it's almost more like a puzzle game where you have to memorize like every single thing that's going to happen during your level, including like how like certain level pieces move around, so you know where exactly to move your ship because you can just get stuck and then squished. It's much more of a memorization game. R-Type is than some of my favorite kind of like, which are more reactionary shooters, which is what I find this to be.
Did you ever get into Ikaruga way back in the day?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, from Treasure. Oh my God, everything they do is amazing. I don't know if they're still making stuff, but
I don't know if they are either. Treasure, I don't know if they. I think the brand is like still around, but I don't think any of those original developers are still there. I haven't seen like a new Treasure game come out in a long time.
Yeah,
but they do re-release those old games quite frequently still. Like you can buy Ikaruga for the Switch and for the PS4. And probably for Steam. Same with what was the one like Blue Sword or something like that? Can't remember. But yeah, this has been a really fun diversion. It kind of pulled me off of
nice.
Again, I can't think of any names.
Yote.
Ghost. Thank you. Ghost at Yote. But I do want to get back to Ghost at Yote. What's that?
You said it pulled you off. I was like, oh man.
Yeah.
I
do want to get back to Ghost at Yote. I was having fun with it. But I was getting a little kind of open world fatigue from it.
Oh, sure, yeah.
You know what I mean? Where I just kind of started like feeling like, okay, I'm in the loop now. I'm recycling activities where
Yeah.
I know what I have. I want to upgrade my health, so I got to go do, I got to find springs. I'm just in that loop of like unlock an area, find all the kind of activities I got to do to like complete the area, and then move on. The story is just not pulling me in that game, so I'm almost feel like I'm just kind of like practicing for when Legends mode comes out, because that's really what I want
dude.
out of that game.
I think you probably got a while. I just think it's going to be next summer, but
You think it's gonna
maybe
be a
we'll
whole
get
year?
lucky.
I was
Almost
hoping
a
it'd
year,
be in
right?
like February or something.
I mean, we could get lucky. That's what I was going to say. We could get lucky, like a March or April release, because like they're way more set up. Where before, right, it was all brand new to them, and now I assume they really reserved like the team's time, and so yeah, maybe you're right. Maybe we'll get lucky. But like you've got the GTA 6 bomb dropping. I don't know what
Yeah.
that means for stuff. Like people
Whenever,
are
yeah.
still going to release games, just probably not that week.
Sure.
But yeah, it does make you wonder.
Yeah.
You're talking about going back playing this game, which looks pretty retro. I've been playing something that feels real retro too lately,
Yeah.
called Abiotic Factor. If you've ever played
Abiotic.
Half-Life,
Yeah, I've seen this, I think.
it's basically a bunch of nerds who decided they loved Half-Life in their formative gaming years, and they wanted to make their own survival Half-Life game. So it's not Half-Life, they made their own story, but it's 100% inspired by Half-Life. And they kept that same visual
They really did
theme.
nail it, didn't they?
Yeah. So it's a brand new game, but it feels like you're playing an old school game in many ways, but obviously it
That's
runs
cool.
better and with some updated systems, but it's a survival style Half-Life game basically. It's been a lot of fun.
Oh, interesting.
So is it like 4-player co-op?
Yeah,
if you
so
wanna-
me and my
like
wife
back
and a
for
couple
one?
of friends, we all play it together. It's a good time. You have to craft your own weapons, and the basic premise is that you're scientists in this facility that's doing some pretty like classified work with portals and interdimensional breaches, and you got to work, and there's like a catastrophic event. Lots of portals and breaches happen where different aliens are basically infesting the compound. The only access tunnel gets like a cave in, shut down. So you have to survive, find your way through the facility, and find your way out. And you obviously got to manage your hunger, thirst, health, all that business.
That's cool. Yeah.
Radiation, and you do a lot of portal hopping. It's a really good time. I actually was glad that recommended it to
Oh,
me
nice.
a couple of months ago. I finally got into it. We've been playing it pretty consistently now for 3 or 4 weeks. Been a good time.
Sick.
So if you like that retro vibe and you like survival games and kind of want that Half-Life style game fix, that might be a good one to check out. It's also on Game Pass too. So
Oh, really? Very cool.
I've heard good things.
yeah, all the voice acting is done by the guys who made it. So it's
Amazing.
it's not great, but it's like that there's just nerds who loved making this game, and
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
I love
honestly.
that.
yeah, it's fun.
Love that.
So what's going on in the Destiny community? What's the Destiny drama going on?
I don't know if we're like totally into the thick of it. I brought that up in our little group chat because I had seen that at least the flavor of this week's disdain was people just talking about the player counts. Well, but it is true. Meaning, and
I think that was last week, Fran.
which we were
The
sick
player
though.
player counts
Well,
was
yeah.
last week. This week is about the Festival of the Lost.
Mhm. Which I actually touched. I can comment on it.
Did you?
Yeah.
I don't believe it.
Hot minute. But yeah, I mean, I didn't know. I was actually asking TV because he's like, I feel like you're still a little in the loop with some of the PvP community. But like, did I see a comment from you that was like, I didn't realize that the trials community player base has gotten really low? Were you talking to ZK?
Yeah. And it was full transparency. I guess they that particular screenshot of the active player count at the time was during low hours. It wasn't like peak hours. So that's a factor, but still, when your player numbers are in the hundreds, that's kind of bad, you know. But anyways, yeah, apparently the trials population in general all-time lows, which is not great. Obviously, that's like the one thing that was kind of carrying Destiny PvP for a while. I think they wanted to pivot and make comp the thing that carried PvP, and it just didn't. I don't think it stuck very well, which is too bad. I think there was a lot of potential there. Part of it is that you don't have a dedicated PvP team working on these things, and so changes happen very slowly. And when they do happen, they're usually sandbox oriented. So, anyways, I think the PvP community is kind of down bad right now.
Definitely.
But I'm not tuned into that community much, other than just what happens to come across my screen when I'm scrolling. But I've really been like head down in my own stuff lately.
Yeah. So on the context of like the player-based stuff, I saw a lot of commentary, and some folks in my chat were talking about it. Maybe it was Ras here as well, maybe, who's in our chat right now on Twitch, but was just like talking about like how bad the player population has got. And I was like, well, I know that it has, but like we really don't know the unique numbers. And when I bring this up, bear in mind, right, I'm not excusing that, like it's definitely lower numbers, but the devil's in the details. We don't really know, how it is year on year. We don't know unique players on a weekly basis. We don't know unique players on a quarterly basis. We don't know new players. We don't know how much they spend. And again, I'm not excusing Destiny is languishing. It's in trouble for sure. But it's easy to look at, and I think people just always reduce it to, as now it's even become the meme of like the Steam player base. Is like, that's what people take as like the state of Destiny. And it's way more complicated. That being said, a couple things. One, I'd say when I look at Steam, I tend to look at a few things, but this is like where you basically have to get into metrics and analytics, and nobody wants to do this. But when I do, I'm like, okay, what is it year on year? I'm looking right now. I'm like, okay, Festival of the Lost. They probably came out around the same time. So year on year on Steam, right? These are just concurrents, but it's like 30-some thousand. And it actually was, I'm surprised it was similar last year. Just maybe a little bit higher, but not like way off. But I mean, that's at a glance. The average may be 20,000 versus 30,000 or something, in which case that's a huge difference. It's like 33%, right? But look at that. Look at the differences in like when the expansions came out. And so I won't get into too much of that, but if you are really curious, I'd say you'd have to find someone who's done that. Now, that being said, what was presented to me that I had not heard about, because I've said this a lot, so I do think it's interesting, is I guess there was like these post-game carnage reports, and I don't know all the exacts, but popularity.report I was presented with, and they've tracked back somehow. It was presented something like 4 terabytes of zip files that they got the carnage reports. Maybe it's via the official Bungie API, but that's very different than like unique players. But it is a screenshot, in other words, of like the end of the match, and it's consistent, at least I think. So anyway, long story short, people were looking at that, and they said that data has now dropped to basically as low or lower than it was during Curse of Osiris. And therefore, the headline is, remember that moment, and many years, I think, later, when they said, we almost shuttered Destiny effectively. We were this close to like pulling the plug because things got so bad with 2 tokens and a blue. And so that is the conversation I had heard anecdotally that I thought was interesting to at least bring up, of like, this is where we're at. And people are like bringing back Curse of Osiris talk, which was dire times, and it kind of speaking to like that Bungie did comment on how dire things were, and that if that is true, they're equating,
and we're in a worse,
then we're in a really scary spot. But I don't know, how much
someone in our chat just mentioned this, and I fact checked it. It does look like the PvP strike team for Destiny was disbanded, which is not great either.
What does that mean? Like,
those are the people they were they're put in place to sort of have their finger on the pulse of the PvP community and try to react to things in real time.
I remember.
I'm not surprised, because it sounded like it was going to be a temporary thing. I know a lot of people, they did the map pack and everything, and I think people were hopeful that it was going to be like a long-term thing, like we have a PvP team now. But To me, it kind of seemed like it was PvP's real bad. We need to do something. Let's get a team together. That's why I think they were called the PvP strike team or
Yeah.
whatever,
Sure.
rather than just
The plan may
the
not have
PvP
been to have
team.
them long term. Sure.
I recall.
Which I think is a bad idea because, like, if you listen to a lot of people who no longer play Destiny, and they're like, if you have any great meeting of people, and you're like, why did you stop? A lot of people bring up PvP, even if they weren't like heavy PvP players, because the loop of I go do a dungeon so I can make a really cool build to take into PvP, and I go do the raid so I can go get this new weapon to try and PvP. It breaks that loop.
Yeah.
So if you're not the big thing of Destiny that was so fun is like I can get my gun from anywhere and take it cross into other things, which was really, really fun. And if you break any of that, I think you lose a lot of players.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. And I do remember now, actually, I feel like they officially had commented on it where they were like, yeah, we did have sort of a PvP strike team, but with like the downsizing. And so I don't know if it was the source was them already talking about it, but yeah, I think it's almost not surprising to your point where it's like, yeah, I didn't even think that existed anymore. Part of it, like, so I think some of that team even had gone on to the maybe Firewalk or something. And that's how,
Yeah.
far back we're talking here. But
There were a lot of them over there.
any event, we do know the player base is facing challenges. At a minimum, I don't know that Bungie has officially commented on anything there, but
Don't think so.
it does. The big question that I think we can all ask ourselves based on it is, and I've talked about this a lot, regardless of the player base challenge, but it's like, what could Renegades, the next expansion, what could it possibly do or be that's really going to change things? Like, I think I said it before, we're like, Edge of Fate, the campaign experience, I personally was fine with it. Again, like I like some of the Metroid influences, but I played it very casually. I played it on Legend mode though, and I thought it was, okay, but I'm not like grinding for the best stuff. And like, it was more just the experience. And I liked that it had a lot of bosses. I liked that it was a little more linear actually, that I didn't have to like open world explore as much. Although there was a lot of back and forth in it. But anyway, I was like, well, with Renegades, if they take that and apply some Star Wars to it, I'm like, I think that could be fun. And I think it would be probably, for me personally, worth the price of entry. But that doesn't fix Destiny 2, does it? Or change it? It's just like, well, you release the pressure valve for like 2 weeks. Isn't that probably most likely what's still going to happen?
Probably, yeah.
So they get a little spike in player base before the holidays, and then it's like, what's the dawning? And everybody will be talking about like, dude, like the dawning's back, got nothing to do. The portal's broken. I hate it,
Yeah.
Even if they liked the campaign. That's what I foresee, but I'm not trying to naysay. I do think the people behind that probably, I've said it before, are pouring their heart into it. It is an awesome opportunity to work, whether you like the collaboration or not. It's a pretty killer opportunity for a lot of these folks to work with this property. Yeah. Not that Destiny 2 is anything to slouch at, but yeah, Star Wars, like having an opportunity to be inspired by that world and do something like is a very rare opportunity. So anyway, so that's mostly what's going on with Destiny 2. If you guys have nothing more on the player base, I was going to mention the Halloween event.
Please
go for it.
Yeah, so they
skins look cool.
Yeah, so
yeah.
Okay, let's just jump to that then. I forgot actually how cool they were. Player voted, right? Jason, who's the dude with the tentacles? I always forget like what they're inspired by. But for starters, I believe Titan gets the Jason mask with like the 3 finger blood stripes over a hockey mask. And then there's Tentacle Dude, who I think's the Warlock, right? Which I forget.
Yeah, is that supposed to be like Slenderman? Is that kind of the vibe with that?
I think so.
I think so, yeah.
And then the hunter gets like the real like creepy scarecrowy. I forget what that one is too. I apologize.
Was it Ghostface for the hunters? I don't know.
Either way, they're really cool. So I was like, oh, sweet. That's right. Actually, so I'm like, whatever. I'll log in. I just always like to see how do they present this, And the way you present it to returning players, to myself, I'm always fascinated. Like, how do you present not only the season, but what's new? So you log in and you get the classic, like that splash screen has been in there for 1,000 years now, it feels like. But so you get a big old screen with Jason and these characters, and it's like Halloween event is here, go see Ava in the tower, blah, blah. And I'm like, okay, cool. And so I did all that. And then I always forget this. And it's been this way for, I'd say probably 3 or 4 years, right? but I forget you can't go do this event and earn those costumes.
Nope.
Let's just start there.
Nope.
We
You cannot.
6,000 bright dust that you saved up. And some people are like, I have so much bright dust. I'm like, whatever, man. You played like 5,000 hours of the game. Like, you want to break down your bright dust per hour? Let's do it. I didn't play that much. I don't spend a lot of bright dust either. I only have 10,000. So it's very unlikely that most players, I think, can just log in and even buy one of these. You would have had to also save up. I mean, if you played a whole season and you saved your bright dust, but you'd have to play like a month pretty hardcore of Destiny to get through an entire paid season pass, I think, for about 6,000. But then you can also buy them for $15, but they're not part of the Halloween grind. So I don't know. I mean, I don't know if you have anything to say on it, but I'm always disappointed with that. I'm like, it speaks to how it's broken. You want people to play your game, but I log in and you splash me with this big advertisement, and then I'm like, but wait, you're asking me to buy them or spend bright dust, but then I can't earn enough bright dust if I don't have it.
What they should do with that splash screen is show you those those skins are sick. But
Yeah.
it should also show you, like, maybe it's
The
a
other
banner
ones,
underneath
too.
it that shows the weapons that are dropping and then all the new Halloween masks.
The
'Cause some of
shader.
those masks look really dope. The
They're
shaders are
great,
dope. Yeah. And that's kind of part of the fun of the Halloween event for me, was always just running around with a giant big head of some other character, you know what I
Like a
mean?
dog. I mean, but that still doesn't get to the heart of the question. It is a good recommendation, but the question is, do we really feel like this is in the right? Are they doing it right at this point? Or are they just on autopilot? Because again, what I'm asking is, don't you think they should have a path to earn these? With the state of the game,
Yes, Fran,
especially?
I do believe they should.
Not,
Yes.
I think
and-
there should be, of course.
but not as like a gotcha on ethics, because I think we all would be like, yeah, like the Eververse is annoying. But I'm just saying, period. Like, isn't this one of the best things they could do? Is like, okay, wait, we design these amazing skins. They're voted by the community. Let's make sure that in the 2 weeks, that it's reasonable that they could earn like one of them.
Yeah.
Fran, I think it's fundamentally fucked up. Like, the
That's
whole
unfortunate.
system is complete. The fact that this is a looter shooter, but you
Yeah.
have to pay for the loot, like, that just breaks the whole model. Like,
I mean,
I
they're
understand that they're
ornaments, but-
stuck in a weird situation. Like, they have to make money, but it's just, like, it's real catch-22, because, like, if I'm coming here to play a looter shooter, I want to earn the loot for shooting stuff, not for paying money. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
it's funny
Yeah,
too, because I'll play Street Fighter. I have no problem buying skins. I got no problem with it. I'm like, yeah, take my money. Put
Fortnite even,
Cammy in a
people-
bikini. Fuck yes, done. Take my money.
Yeah.
But
And that's
when the
oh, go
whole
ahead.
point of the game is to earn loot, like, how are you gonna put it in the shop?
Right. And again, I think that's where a lot of players, especially the dedicated ones, will stop you. But like, these are ornaments, dude. Like, you can take them or leave them. It doesn't affect the gameplay. And that was originally what Eververse was supposed to be about. But I think that whether you intended it to be this way or not, it gets at the point I was trying to make. They splash you with this screen of hot new loot to
Yeah.
earn in this event. Welcome back to Destiny. That's effectively the message your brain is going to get when you see that, right? The first thought you're going to have is not, oh, I should check out the store and then maybe check out what's in the Halloween event. And so to me, it speaks to how deep rooted the gameplay loop and incentives to play is like rooted in. It's not, in other words, just making a cool campaign and then also like maybe some things to do after you play Renegades. It's like so deeply rooted in how they approach all of this for me, including, right, how convoluted it is when you get your season pass and which currency goes where, and the free side and not side, and it really is like, I'll bring it back to like last time we talked about Destiny. Everybody always says, I want Destiny 3, and I always challenge them and say, well, what is it that you want? And then they sort of are like, oh, I don't know. But this actually just restart because it's so messy and messed up. I think that I can agree with,
I think that you go ahead.
I was just going to comment on I see in chat that there's talk of ornaments aren't loot. The thing is in a game where you're trying to look cool and like express yourself as a player and all of that, if you put a lot of the coolest looking stuff behind a paywall, that diminishes your excitement to play the game. It diminishes your excitement to show off where you got it. And I remember, streaming the game through Destiny 1, Destiny 2. People would ask me, "Where did you get that ship?" And I used to be able to say, "I got it from the raid, I got it from trials, I got it from whatever." And now it's at the point where people are like, "Where'd you get that armor? Where'd you get that ship? Where you get that?" And it's like,
Or
the Eververse store, the Eververse store,
Eververse.
the Eververse store. The answer is always the Eververse
Yeah.
store.
When
People will
I-
play the game a lot if they can earn cool looking stuff, not just like a good gun or good armor for your build.
When I first saw Chatterwhite, I saw somebody walking around in Chatterwhite. All that was a shader, right? It was you put it on armor, but it was
Just
just
a
a shader,
shader,
just a white shader. And I saw somebody walking around in the tower. I'm like, what the fuck is that? And how do I get it? And that's how I got into the raid. And that began. I mean, Destiny was interesting, but once I, went down that road of like, oh, I want that Chatterwhite armor. Oh, you only get it from doing the raid. Oh, it's kind of like an exclusive, the raid was pretty elite. Destiny Year 1, like you were going on
Yeah.
Reddit to find teams.
Yeah.
It was a different story than
And
what
then
it
they
is
were
now.
interviewing you before you could be on their team because they
Yeah,
had no
must have
time
Gallarhorn.
That's
Yeah.
for
right.
your lack of Galahorn. Yeah.
Yeah.
Then that's what I was gonna say too, Watts, was that it would bother me less if I didn't feel like there was a 2 or 3 year stretch in Destiny 2 where there was no cool armor except the
Yep.
armor that made it to the store. Like the PvP, do you remember for like
Oh,
3
I
years
remember.
straight it was like PvP and Vanguard
And they
armor
reskin
sets
it.
were the same and they just
Yes.
had different
Yep.
colors on them
Colors.
and they looked so bland. Like
Yep.
They were like they
They're
were all like
awful.
polygonally squared off like
Mm.
everywhere. It just was like, yeah, somebody took a couple
looked
polygons
terrible.
and yeah.
And
Yeah.
then, but then at the same time, they're like, here's the new crossover Dungeons and Dragons skin, which looked incredible. And you're like,
Yeah.
man, why is there
That was-
nothing earnable in the game that looks that cool?
And
Yeah.
but that's where I mean, I always get back this period with the Eververse crap, and not just in Destiny, but I mean that across all games is that you're just inviting this huge issue, which is eventually people will buy that stuff. Then you'll have too much of that stuff in the game that reduces the value of being a player that has achieved some level of greatness by doing something, or just a level of coolness in a rare drop. And so now we're at a point where it's so explosively like overloaded, right? I mean, you just look around and like it's lost its flair, really. I mean, yeah, your best case is you get something that's brand new. And that is something that people notice like for a brief moment of time. And then it's like back to like, yeah, people are wearing like the Dungeons and Dragons gear, which looks amazing. But you're like, well, I mean, yeah, I didn't buy that.
There's
so.
another comment on like, but you can earn the amount of bright dust to be able to buy the thing.
You
Guys,
can't.
it's one,
I don't think you can.
it's not the same earning something via a menu and actually doing an activity and getting the drop of the thing. It's the same thing that we've said about like the end game, the end of match screen or the end of the strike screen, and you see what people get. It's so much more exciting to see a thing drop regardless of what it is than to have everything done via a menu. So they could even make it better by having like a bright dust track thing where you have clear goals of what to do to earn the bright dust to get the
I don't even
thing.
want bright
So-
dust though. I just
But-
want
Well-
the drops. I want to earn
that
it.
would
I
be
want to
even
earn
better, right?
Chatterwhite.
What
I
if-
want to.
Yeah.
What
wanna
if they
get-
had it? What if they had where, so say Festival of the Lost comes along, you can earn enough bright dust to get these ornaments. What if they just had it where you do this and you earn this ornament instead of you do this and you earn the bright dust to then get the ornament? It would feel better. It would feel
I just think
a lot better.
about for the past month since Borderlands 4 came out. There's not a day that goes by that I don't see somebody post a screenshot of a orange legendary on the floor in a pile of other green and blue drops, and there's one orange with the light sticking up, and they're like, it finally dropped. It's like, man, that's what Destiny's missing.
That's
Like you
what it
don't
used
have
to
that
have.
that
And it used to
dopamine
have
hit
it,
where you're
yeah.
like, look,
It doesn't have any dopamine anymore.
Yeah, you just
I
solved
think.
it, by the way.
Really.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Bright Dust, in addition to like the bounties, and by the way, this is relevant because yes, they are aware of this and addressing it in Renegades to some degree, which we could mention briefly. But you just saw that, which is I would be very happy if colored Bright Dust dropped in packages. And when
Yeah.
you
Why
had like
not?
a beam of freaking exotic yellow Bright Dust, you're like, oh my God, I hit the
Yeah.
jackpot. Like, dude, you're
Yeah,
one step
yeah.
away from feeling like you won at the casino on that one. And
Yep.
that was that dopamine hit you're talking about. And
That's
yeah,
the thing.
all-
Dopamine isn't just one thing. It's multiple things. It's the audio that they use. It's the visual that they use. It's
Mhm.
so many things. It's not just, oh, well, you can still get, the exotic by doing an exotic mission one time and then you get the thing. It's so many things that would make it feel better for you in your
Yeah.
brain.
Yeah, and again, it's all so convoluted. You don't even know like where to go to get what, and then which. It's the menus alone. You're like, the portal, and then which hub, and then
Yeah.
click on the Halloween emblem, and then I don't know where I am right now. So anyway, to maybe cap this off and wrap it up. Yeah, I do wish that the Halloween event, which is a free event, and again, you could find very old clips of me where I'm like, yeah, like cool, you just buy it, like. But things were different when you could grind for the event to unlock this stuff too. And at some point that had changed, and it starts to separate this whole idea of like you're paying with your time or you're paying with your credit card. Like pick one, but you're going to be paying regardless. And some people be like, I have so much Bright Dust, but then again, you've already paid with your time. You've made the deposit up front. So what they are doing though is in Renegades, and I don't have like all the details, is actually a big meaty part of their latest TWID or TWAB here, but they're introducing something called the orders system. But when I looked at it, I'm like, well, orders are just sort of like a different version of seasonal like bounties. But what they're gonna do, and I haven't read it in detail, but to put it in their words, they're creating some like Bright Dust category limits, and there's like weekly. There's payout tiers that will be exotic and legendary. And yeah, interestingly, as one example, an exotic order Bright Dust cap will be 6,000 Bright Dust per season. So like right there on paper, it's really interesting that the number aligns. And it's probably no coincidence. That alone, a season of your exotic Bright Dust cap, however that works, will get you one of these skins. So you still have to like earn and play ahead of time, but the point is, I think they're trying to fix it and make it a little more clear, like what you're investing in when you're spending your time, and try to like boost that. But it doesn't, for me. I think it's probably not going to change or fix the idea that like I would like to log in and grind for, I mean, at least like one of the skins or something. I mean, I get it. I guess ultimately, and I'll finish by saying the issue is probably that when I look at the rewards, they're not advertising like some really cool stuff that you can earn as part of the Halloween event. There's a few things like shaders and all, but it just feels really diminished when you look at what you could buy in the store. So,
Yeah.
So bring on the Dawning and Renegades. I guess we'll see.
So
latest Destiny drama.
I'm gonna bitch a little bit about my golf simulator for a minute.
There it is.
Okay.
So I have the golf simulator all set up, right? There's a launch monitor. I got a screen to hit into. I got the projector
In your garage.
In the garage. The hardware is basically set up. I ordered a better projector today. That's coming Saturday. The one I got was too dim. Couldn't see it. The problem with the golf sim is software, right? You need the software, and the software I chose is the cheapest one. It's not the cheapest one. It's the one that was most attractive to me for the
Entry
price.
level.
Yeah, it's sort of. So it's called
Okay.
GS Pro. I'm gonna put it up on screen just so you guys can kind of see like a little demo of what it looks like. This is a video by the Friendly Golfer. Don't copyright strike us, please. But you can see basically what it is, right? It's like he swings the club, and the simulator, tracks where the golf ball goes, sends it down the course. You see it bouncing, and then on to the next shot. It's like golf, right? So what you might notice about this is that it doesn't look nearly as good as a game like Tiger Woods on the Xbox or the PlayStation or whatever, right?
Yeah, PGA Tour now, yeah.
This game is $250 a year. It's a subscription model.
Damn.
Oh,
Right? And it's like most people like kind of understand this to be like it's probably like it's second best software that you could get.
Yeah.
But it's also one of the most affordable ones. And all of the content is user generated. So there's like a few courses that were
'Cause they don't have
created by
license.
they don't license
They don't have
the
licensed
courses, right?
courses.
And I don't know
Or
if you
gear.
need to, because the way you make these courses is
You
you
just
take
make-
like Google Maps LiDAR data,
Wow.
import
Just
that
make, like,
into
Pebble
Blender.
Beach.
Yeah, and you make Pebble Beach, right?
Wow.
And that's what people do. And like all the courses are free. There's thousands of golf courses in this software that are similar to golf courses that you might have heard of, like the Masters in Augusta, or Pinehurst #2, or they're similar. They're not exactly right, because nobody's getting paid out here to make like amazing golf courses, like Tiger Woods quality golf courses. You know what I mean? Or like EA Sports quality golf courses.
yeah.
And what's surprising to me is that you need an extremely powerful PC. You guys, can you see this software running? Does this look
Yeah.
like you need an extremely powerful PC?
I see your point. No, I wouldn't think that. I mean, it's hard to tell though on, I'm just watching the Twitch stream, like how
Yeah.
these textures are, like how, how high res stuff
Yeah.
is, because like that could eat up a lot of.
Yeah.
But still.
It looks okay. It's Unity.
Yeah.
It's made in Unity, so it's not like
Mm.
But
Gotcha.
yeah, I it's cool because you get to play all these golf courses, and it is very fun to play, and it's very fun to practice golf if you're into it. But $250 for a subscription where they're not making the golf courses? Like, that seems crazy to me.
You're
Yeah.
paying for access to basically this server
simulation
system where
software.
you're downloading, and then like an app that runs these mods effectively, right?
Right.
Something
So
like
you download the courses individually, and like some people do have Patreons where you can you could, for instance, like ask somebody, hey, I'll give you $2,000 to make my home golf course, and they'll make it for you. Or you can subscribe to a Patreon where somebody's making golf courses all the time,
Yeah.
but
That's
to get
separate.
them into GS Pro, the software, GS Pro won't let you just import courses. You have to go
Right.
through their software.
Right.
And GS Pro says, well, you can do this, but you have to have at least like 50% of your courses be free. So even like people who are on the Patreon model, for every course they create for their Patreon, they have to
They have to
create a
create
free
one for
course
free.
for GS
Yeah.
Pro.
Okay.
And they'll
Yeah.
let them submit it for free,
Yes.
so to speak.
Yes.
And do you know if they get cuts of sales of the pay for version?
No.
No,
They
definitely
just
not.
submit it as like, hey,
This is
made
part
this.
of the package of
Because-
included courses.
wow, what a
Right?
that's a wild, because they know that like the situation is what happened probably is someone paid them to make it and they're not seeing a cut, so they're like, well, then you got to make two.
Yeah.
just
It's
a
so
weird
it's
way to
like a
handle it, but-
crazy business
Yeah,
model.
why not just take a cut? Why not say revenue share of something?
Yeah.
Like, well, I guess because also, I guess the issue too, I'm sorry, I just put two and two together, which is you don't have to buy these new courses. They're just included in this.
They're
Correct.
they're included
no-
in your subscription. I mean, if you break it down by month, it's less than Xbox
Yeah, it's like
Game Pass.
$21.
Ultra, right? Yeah, it's like $21. So it's not that. I mean, like if you break it down per month, it's not that much. But the fact that like, how
mean,
is there not like a comparable software available for the PlayStation 5? Right? It's like how come we can't hook this up to a PlayStation 5? Why doesn't EA Sports have like a sim? Like this is just a USB device. You plug it into a USB port. Like why doesn't EA Sports have this? Like why is this like? This is so
Because
it's
the
such
amount
a
of people
weird-
like you, Briar, that have a garage where they have two projectors like set up, you know what I mean? Like it's probably not a huge market.
Yeah,
I
but
mean,
it's an
I was just
affluent
saying.
market.
Yeah, I mean it is. I mean, you make a good point. It's not about how many; it's about how much. Interesting, but no, I mean, how easy is it to do is a good question. Like, why
It's
can't
very easy.
2K, like 2K now, right, has the PGA license, right? And
Oh, is it 2K, not EA?
I think so.
Okay.
Does it, or do they both? I thought it's all 2K now, but regardless. Yeah, why don't they cater to this? Because they're so affluent, and like the community's probably got to be like so like hyper powered, you know, because they're so into it.
Yeah.
It's like
I mean,
Warhammer.
Yeah.
Now you're talking.
Yeah. Now I gotta say that the people who make the courses though, incredibly talented. I was playing a Star Wars themed course that was on Endor. Sick. Totally
Nice.
sick. There's like AT-ATs walking around. The Death
See,
Star
that's
is
what you
up.
want them to do.
I mean,
Yeah,
seriously,
Not
it's
like,
awesome.
Not like American golf
Wait,
courses.
though.
Come on now.
I want Mario Golf. I mean, honestly, I could go outside and play regular golf. I want Mario Golf. I want to be hitting off
That'd
at
be
like
sick.
300-foot cliffs and like there's a Jurassic Park par 3 that was really good. There's dinosaurs roaming around. You know, they're playing
nice.
the music. There's a Night of the Undead, I think it's called, where there's like it's like zombie themed. So there are some pretty cool stuff in there. There's not as much of it as I'd like to see. I'd like to see more of the fantasy stuff.
It's funny because what you're describing is like that's what they want VR for, and why they want VR to be popular, so they can do stuff like this like very commonly. Because most people, because even that is pretty hard to like find some space to fake swing, you know, a club in.
Yeah.
And like that would be the ideal. This is like a step above, you know, where somebody has an entire room that is built and dedicated or converted temporarily for it. But
yeah, and you're actually hitting a golf ball with a golf club.
Yeah,
here,
you're also
so
like it's crazy. Does it? So is it measuring? How does it measure the drive? Just for us uninformed, like how does it measure the speed and quality of your drive and convert that to the game? Do you think it's accurate at all? Like
it is very accurate. It uses there's different models that they can use. They use radar data, which measures the ball flying through the air, and then there's also high-speed cameras that right when you hit the ball, it picks up the spin on the ball, the launch conditions.
Wow! So they
it's very accurate.
Nice.
Like they use it to teach golf and to you can like you can figure out how far do I hit a 7-iron. And then bring that knowledge out to the course.
I mean, granted, you're not on like a particular type of turf with real wind and yada yada, but still, you think it's pretty accurate if you're like, "How's my drive doing?" That it's pretty
accurate.
Close. Wow, that's really neat.
Yeah, and then you can modify things. You can add wind to the simulation. You can also change the elevation that you're playing at, and your ball will go farther.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's pretty cool, and it's fun, especially with my neighbor came over and we were playing. Got a hole in the ceiling.
It's so funny because I was just about to make a joke. I'm like, you guys are gonna put a hole in your head. Are you concerned about ricochet and because it is a concern?
Today I ordered a new net. So what I was using was a net that you would use outside that doesn't have any side protection
holes are
or any overhead protection, and I was just hitting into this net, and there was a projector screen behind that, so the projector was shining through the net onto the screen, which was fine. It worked out, but once the hole was added to the ceiling, I realized I needed a little more protection. So
I mean, what about? But that's like where you hit the ball against, right?
Yeah,
to catch it. What about the side if you shank it?
So I just ordered it's like a screen, so I won't have a net at all. It's just a screen that you hit directly into, and then it's got a 5-foot border around it that comes out away from the screen.
So it's
and then
decent.
There's a net that comes all the way back, so that if you shank one, so it's pretty.
All right, good.
I mean, which you never do.
You can still. I do. Fuck yeah, I do. I lost the ball in my garage on day one. I'm like, how did I lose a ball in my fucking garage?
Oh my god! Amazing.
Yeah, but yeah, this is a a situation that is ripe for somebody with just a little bit of common sense to come in and just dominate.
Yeah. Very cool. Did you have another game in mind to talk about next? I want to mention real fast that it was Steam Next Fest, and I know some of y'all checked
Yeah.
out stuff. But
Anything
really
good?
fast, I checked out. I think I mentioned it on the show. This game called Slots and Daggers, which is actually like
Yes.
it's a really fun, like kind of 8-bit. Imagine Dark Souls art on like a handheld slot machine, you know, kind of vibe. But it's just got a really cool style to it, and it's a bit of a, you know, a roguelite Balatro-esque, you know, stab at like literally slots, and you're just trying to in a turn-based fashion take hits at the boss that you're up against with like your combos, but you're kind of setting up like, ooh, I'm gonna have a poison blade in my, instead of cherries and Pac-Man, etc. It's like, oh yeah, Briar showing it if you're watching. But yeah, it was fun. I really like the style. It's it's an indie game. It's one dude. I can't speak to like the final balance. That was a question I had playing it. Is like, well, did they just use the massive blade in this shot? And I was like, I'll just use that all the time because it's super powerful. But just a demo. But yeah, it's cool. You can kind of like get a certain amount of coins, and that's part of your strategy because coins are going to allow you to buy stuff mid-match. And but anyway, it was fun. I thought a quick shout out to it. I think it comes out soonish. I lost track if this one's for next year, but
The art looks really good. Like I
yeah,
initially saw it on Twitter and I was like, man, that art style I'm digging that art style.
yeah. My first thing I think I said actually, I was like, dude, I wonder if Mylan would love this game because he's constantly talking about gambling, and I'm like, I think if you can just get him anything that feels kind of like a video game casino, that he might be into it. People were mentioning, what was the other one? I don't think it was Bit. There's another, not that one. There's another slots game out there that's a little more in the Mega Bonk style, let's say, but it's more of that like Minecrafty 8-bit, not 8-bit, but just it's a very different style. So I heard that one's quite good as well. But in any event, it was fun. Slots and Daggers. I can't really speak to how much is going to be in there, but it was fun.
I have to at least mention before we wrap up, Marvel Rivals today launched a new game mode,
Ooh.
Zombies.
Oh, nice.
You fight through waves of zombies, and there's actual boss fights like that are inspired by the Marvel Zombies animated series and stuff like that. And I had very low expectations. I thought this is just going to be a gimmick, right? Okay, just kill some zombies, get some loot, get out. It's actually like a whole like roguelite thing. You got a deck of cards. You spend currency that you earn by fighting zombies through these waves to select cards at random or by choice. You can kind of roll the dice. And more you play, the more special abilities you unlock. Like Jeff the Land Shark can breathe fire instead of just water and like burn zombies with fire breath. It's just really fun and silly and playful, and there's actually a quite a bit of potential there to make your characters stronger, and like you can keep a lot of the abilities that you unlock through playing these rounds will carry over to the next round. So the more you play with Jeff, the tougher your Jeff is going to be when he's fighting zombies and following matches that you play.
Real characters,
And then
Jeff.
yeah, Jeff the Land Shark. You not seen Jeff? He's adorable. My wife's
He
obsessed with him.
definitely has. There's no way he hasn't.
But anyways, yeah, it's a really good time. I was pretty impressed by just how much effort they put into this. It's going to be around for a month. If you wanted to get in and play it, it's totally free to play. But yeah, I'd at least mention it. It's pretty fun, pretty cool.
It sounds good. Yeah.
Yeah, it looks fun.
Then they have like you play and unlock different difficulty tiers too. And so I just tried a hard one after playing about, I don't know, maybe 45 minutes of zombies. I was like, okay, I think I'm ready to crank up to hard mode. And it was like a whole half-hour thing, and we wiped on the final boss. And I was like, oh, okay, geez, this is actually tougher than I thought it was gonna be. So I got to go like level up some more and get a little bit tougher before I take that on. And beating like your first clear on every difficulty gives you currency to buy real skins, like store skins for characters. So it's a great way to earn currency to buy what we might consider Eververse stuff. But play the Halloween game mode, get currency like we were talking about, and go buy the new skins because they do have Halloween themed skins.
There was also, I'll touch on, there's Monster Hunter's Halloween event. All the
Oh,
Halloween
yeah.
events are here. It's called Dream Spell. So it changes. The gathering hub is completely decorated. There's different bowling barrels. There's a new Diva song, which is really, really nice.
Oh, nice.
They also launched AT New Udra, which gives us brand new Udra armor, which is, I think, changed to pretty much everyone's builds. And yeah, there's free emotes that you can use that are really funny. There's actually, you put a pumpkin on your head, but if you keep spamming it, you have the chance of getting a tomato that you put on your head. And if you get the
Oh.
tomato and you start moving, it does the Tobey Maguire dance from Spider-Man 3.
Oh.
Yep, it does that one. It does that dance. So you're like doing the dance with the tomato on your head as you're walking around. It's pretty fantastic.
Oh yeah.
It's pretty great. Yeah, so it's just really fun. You know, you get new like camp things, so you can change all of your pop-up camps. And it's been a good time hunting and making builds. And getting
Nice.
silly armor.
Yeah, I
Witch
was
gear
watching.
never looks bad. I'm always a sucker for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Witches and plague doctors. I'm in.
Yep, same.
Yeah. Yeah, I was gonna say I was watching a little bit of Watts Play, and I was just like, they do a really good job in Monster Hunter, period, but Wilds seem to be maintaining it. But just with like, yeah, all the little like detail and nuance of playfulness, like
Yeah.
I just appreciate about it. I feel like maybe I'm stereotyping, but I feel like it's almost a Japanese thing of like, you know, they always have like a little like on their phones, they have a little keychain dangling off, and like that feeling of like a little something that's playful.
Yeah.
But when I watch it, I'm like, it just makes it look so much more fun with like you had like sparkles of some kind like floating off. You know, and stuff
Exactly,
like that.
yeah. That's why it's what I love about Monster Hunter, but also like just like you said, generally other Japanese games is they always have these details that make it feel kind of whimsical or
Yeah.
silly, or like it adds a little bit extra to it. Like I spent like an hour going through and changing like my stickers and changing the text on them. So when they pop up, they say something different. It's all those like little things in Monster Hunter. Like, yes, you spend time hunting monsters and making builds, but the little things that you do with like decorating your sacred, decorating your camp, changing your stickers, like updating all of this stuff and kind of customizing it is also a thing. And then you don't realize how fun it is to have people all together like spamming a pumpkin head on their head, but it's fun. Or shooting people with a water gun, or dancing, or playing the Rathalos guitar. Like it doesn't sound like it would be so fun, but it is. It's a lot of fun. Spent a bunch of time doing that.
Anything else we want to go over?
I think that's it. Halloween's coming up.
Halloween is coming. Is that next week? That's next week. So we're doing a show
Next
the day
Thursday
before.
is the 30th. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, Arc Raiders is next week. Is that right? I think so.
Definitely soon.
Freaking
know
around the
it's soon.
corner. Yeah, it's
Yep.
like they finished up their server slam, which seemed to be pretty
Yeah.
successful overall, and then it's probably going to be a huge launch. So if you're into that, it should be a fun time about a week from now.
Yep.
Violence looking forward to it.
When the
Yes.
baby's sleeping.
Yeah.
I hope he's able to get a good amount of time in.
For sure.
Yeah. All right, guys. I think that's going to wrap this one up then. Thank you all for joining us. We'll see you next week for some spooky Halloween fun.
Halloween
yeah.
time.
That's right. It's also Halloween.
All right. Have a great weekend. Stay safe out there. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.